Hello and welcome back to more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Where last episode, we investigated the crime scene for Chapter 4 in our Deadly Life section, and I think we might have this case locked down tight in terms of what the logic is behind it. We'll have to wait and see, but I think we have a general understanding of how things went down. And for as excited as I am that we did seem to have deciphered everything, I'm not exactly looking forward to today because the last 3 trial sections have been pain and agony because for some reason this game thinks it's trying to be a first-person shooter and it's failing abysmally to be that. So, we'll see how this goes, but hey, we got some new skills, so maybe these new skills can help us out. Lost in Thought. Increases the time limit for each phase, effective during the class trial, costs 3 SP. We don't need an increased time limit. What's the other one? It was ambidextrousness, I think, and it does what? Allows you to lock on 2 statements at once, effective during... Oh, yes, absolutely, please. Good lord, I need that, because the bullet time battle... I love rhythm games, you know, Beat Saber, Guitar Hero, love that stuff. But, you know, in those games, you can see what you're trying to hit. You can see the cubes in Beat Saber. You can see the notes in Guitar Hero. But this game, occasionally, they hide everything from you, and then it just, at that point, just a blind fire as to whether you're hitting it in time or not, so... The quicker I can get through bullet time battle, the better off we'll be. We've almost hit maximum skill points, so... I mean, there's clearly a lot more that we can earn, so if we get any more, we'll have to make some tough choices to what we cut, but... I guess we'll have to wait and see. For now, I think we're all set and ready to go, so let's finish preparations and get this show on the road. Class trial, all rise.
Let's begin with a basic...
We do not need a basic explanation of the class trial. Who just said what? We already know who did it. Whoa. Deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro.
So in case you missed last episode, the conclusion we arrived at is that it wasn't, well, I mean, we arrived at this a couple episodes ago. I can say with absolute confidence that it was definitely a suicide. Hina knows it was a suicide, but planted evidence at the scene of the crime to make it seem like a murder because she doesn't want to accept the fact that her friend unfortunately committed suicide. So, I think that's where we're headed here, which is why she is so dead set in trying to convince everyone that it was either Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure that one of those 3 is the killer, but she must have some reason for believing that. I mean, she does, but... okay. Well, I guess we'll see how this goes. Alright, what do we got? Toko's account, it's gotta be her account, because it's the only thing. I'm gonna have that loaded and ready to go. Nope.
One of you killed Sakura.
Nope.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense. That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
Oh, for...
That's about as low as you can get.
It's been 3 minutes! It's been 3 minutes!
It was one of you.
It's not the only reason she has her own words. But that's not, okay. It's the next thing she says, right? Okay, we're gonna hit this one and this, okay, just shoot now. That's the thing though. If you try to hit the purple words, then you don't have enough time to shoot it. If you try to not hit them, then you have to play the dodging game to get around the words that move at the speed of sound, and you can't time it properly because why? Why would you ever make a game like this? Why? I don't get it. I actually don't get it. There's no point. This game is supposed to be about deciphering logic, not about, oh, let's play first-person shooter games without actually having first-person shooter controls. Oh my Jesus Christ!
That's about as low as you can get.
I hate it. I hate this game. I hate these controls. I actually...
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
You can't lead the shot because, like, one would assume that when you push the fire button, it would fire immediately, but no, there's a delay in it, so you have to wait for it to actually...
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Get this out of the way, get this out of the way. Fire, just fire, just fire, just... Oh my god, that's the thing, though! You don't have enough time!
It was one of you killed. And what reason?
It's like...
You hated her.
Look, I have been consciously trying not to compare this game to Ace Attorney because it should stand on its own weight. But good lord, you know what that game doesn't have? Also, that didn't even hit the text. It hit below the text, but this game counts it because whatever. You know what that game doesn't have? It doesn't have bullshit mechanics like this. It's like, oh, you know, you're smart enough to figure out what the logic hole is? Great. Point it out. Not dodge all the stupid words flying through the air.
Yeah, and that was right before she died, so there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. I can. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. But does that mean one of them did it? No, it does not mean that. It does not, excuse me, mean that. Good lord, the amount of people that... Footprints of the powder, status of Sakura's body, pocket trash. Okay.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
Oh, it's gonna be... We're gonna catch him in a contradiction because the pocket trash proves the Yasuhiro. No.
I didn't either.
It's gonna be Yasuhiro.
Yeah, same here.
Yep, right there.
No, that's wrong.
Because I knew that once we started talking, it's like, okay, we gotta find something here's gonna contradict their alibi, so it's gonna be the piece of paper, or the pocket trash, or whatever.
Paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's...
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura. It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean... Yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When did she give it to you?
The other thing here is that they might actually think, like, Toko and Yasuhiro might actually both think they killed her, because they both, from what we know, they both attacked her, so, like, we might actually have to convince them that they aren't the culprits.
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right, because Sakura could have only gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. The reason I know that is because of when Sakura got that candy.
I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was... Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
Well, we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
More hostile.
Also, does Toko have memory of what happens when she's in genocide jail mode?
It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Huh? Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
Oh, you mean the one that you forged? What would a shining message even be?
Scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right?
Yeah, there's a bit of a problem with that, buddy. There was no blood on any of her fingers.
It was her dying message, just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
Nope.
True. I saw it for myself.
Nope.
See? Toko did it.
Nope.
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do you?
Hiro, hold on.
Oh, here we go. Kyoko's here. I was actually gonna say, you know, Kyoko's been awfully silent so far, and then of course she's gonna show up to actually introduce logic into the conversation.
See that dying message of hers.
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh? Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was on the magazine shelf.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it.
Like this is what we're used to prove that he couldn't have seen it when he claims he did, because obviously it wasn't where he says it was when he was at the scene of the crime. But like you don't need to go that far. You can just stop it at the fact that it obviously could not have been her to write the message, and that he would have been the one to write it, because Toko wouldn't have incriminated herself, and Sakura can't possibly have written it because there was no blood left on her fingers.
I found it right there at the scene of the crime. After after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
Yeah. No, there's an obvious problem with what Hiro said before. Yeah, we don't have enough time in the world to explain why everything you say does not make perfect sense. Magazine dying message, status of Sakura's body. Probably gonna be the status of Sakura's body. Because...
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message.
And when was that?
When Ogre's body was discovered.
No, it's not. Get out of my way, you
I
stupid...
can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun.
Okay, so wait, hold on. Can I pause the game? Okay, hold on. Can I open up? Okay. Does the truth bullet, trace of blood... Okay, so I can't use this then. I can't use this because this doesn't say that there was no blood found in her fingers. Okay. So we need something, oh, wait, hold on. Absorb. I hit the wrong button again. Of course. Of course. Okay, that one's on me because I hit the wrong button. It's not. That one's not on the game. That one's on me. Okay. So my plan here is that, since we can't use the status of her body to contradict what he's saying, we're gonna use this instead. There we go. And then we'll use that when it loops around again. Okay. So, because obviously if it was in the magazine itself, then we couldn't have found it when, oh, is that gonna...
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after...
If you moved faster, then it wouldn't have bounced off the stupid rotating words. Oh, and great, I wasted it, so now I have to... Now I have to go absorb it again and waste even more time. I sure do love this. There we go, we got it, okay. You know what's quality game design? When you're stuck at the same goddamn part. Not because you're not smart enough to figure out what's happening, because it's brain dead obvious what's happening. No, it's because the words are spinning around at an unpredictable rate, so everything you do, you can't predict your shots and lead your shots properly, so you're stuck in the same goddamn section for 3 goddamn years, waiting for that to finally work, for God's sake. Oh, this isn't how you design a game.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it?
Because there's a contradiction in there that would prove that you would have been the one to see it long beforehand, which means you would have been at the scene of the crime.
Sausage, Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is.
I don't even know where to begin with that one. He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
And once again, Kyoko's here with all of the logic, and nobody else has any.
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Without a doubt. No, I absolutely do doubt. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Oh. Oh, is it time? It's time for bullet. Okay, it's time for bullet time battle. What? Let's hope that skill comes in handy. Oh, right, I forgot we have to reload. Okay. That should be good. Go now. There we go. It's square to reload, I think, right? Yes, okay, let's reload, and then hit 2 at once, and then boom. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be very helpful. Very helpful indeed. Okay, messed up. Go now. Hit them both, please. Oh, reload. God damn it. Oh my Jesus Christ. Thank you. I love it when the game hides my things. We're dead. We don't survive this because the game hides your things and you can't see what's going on. Oh, for God's sake, I can't, Jesus Christ, I'm just mashing the button. When a rhythm game, when the strategy to win a rhythm game boils down to mash the button, you've failed colossally. You've completely blundered your design process. Well, that didn't help us out even a little bit. That skill's worthless.
I'm convinced that Sakura wrote that dying message, because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger, but...
Because you'll notice, I'm not even complaining that I've already figured this out, because, like, that's not the game's fault. Well, the complaints are gameplay. Story-wise, this is all proceeding in an orderly fashion. Gameplay-wise, I despise this mechanic. It's awful. I don't know why they ever would have thought this was a good idea. But for some reason they did.
Both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Could you imagine if I had to focus on, like, if I didn't figure this out beforehand and I had to focus on figuring out the logic as well as dealing with the bullshit gameplay mechanics? That would be torture of the highest caliber.
He admits it.
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Take a shot in the dark, Makoto. Why do you think he would write that?
Because I killed her!
You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just
Which means that he obviously didn't, because the trial just started.
I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there,
Sorry, do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Oh, sure, thanks.
that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end
As soon as I
everything.
heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me.
How the hell is that the conclusion you reach? How the actual... She says she's going to end everything, and your immediate assumption is, oh, she's gonna kill me! That's... I mean, okay, it's Yasuhiro, he's not smart, it's fine, whatever, we know, okay, whatever.
She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then...
Also, yeah, also, why would she tell you that? She would have just done it if that was her actual plan.
I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head.
Stock glass breaking sound effect.
I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you. You're the worst. I hope you die.
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy.
What?
Death. Death for the one that killed Sakura.
Okay, that's what he said, that's what he just, that's what he, okay.
You're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
Well, no, we don't, because, okay, we can't, I mean, we should be able to prove that Hina planted the evidence, but again, based on that summary, you can at least cast doubt on him being the one who killed her, because we know there were 2 blows to the head, so the first one may not have been the one to do it.
I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just
Question,
doesn't
does
explain.
anybody in this room have a brain besides Kyoko? Because I'm starting to think that nobody does.
Until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what is it? What is it here that didn't make sense? Why the magazine was hidden.
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying. He's gotta be lying.
Why, Toko, why?
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Also, what motive would he have to hide the dying message he specifically wrote to get us to think it was Toko? The only person who would have had reason to hide it would be Toko herself.
He's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf.
Gee, I wonder who it might be.
In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
See, the thing is, I can't even really blame them for handholding you here, because it's like, they don't even need to handhold you. Like, anybody with a brain will obviously know it's Toko's the only one who would have possibly had reason to hide it.
Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room? Why would I have
It's like if they ask you to spell cow at a spelling bee, and then you say, well, can you use it in a sentence, or what's the definition of the word? And then you just say, it means cow. And then you say, okay, well, can you use it in a sentence? And then they just say, okay, you want me to use it in a sentence? Please spell cow. It's like, you don't feel bad because, like, if you need hand-holding for that, then you're beyond saving at that point.
But more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right?
No.
Hero just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
There were 2 blows to the head.
You didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hero isn't the real killer. I have to prove that. Alright, here we go. I'm guessing he's going to say that he attacked her once. Yeah, which is why Kyoko's examination summary is right here. Okay, so we'll get that loaded and ready to go.
I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby. And I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once.
Yep, here we go, here we go. I'm ready, I'm ready.
Yeah, just once.
Nope, I hate this goddamn game. Okay, so that time what happened is I'm like, hey, let me hit the freaking purple words first so that I have a clear shot at the yellow words. But the problem is that because the purple words go over the yellow words, if you are off by even less than a centimeter, you lose 15 seconds and you don't hit the purple word and you gotta go through the whole goddamn thing over again. Because this game is just the pinnacle of competent design. Okay, let's try again. Go, 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 go. There we go. There we go. There we go. We did it. We made it past. We somehow survived.
Sakura died from Hiro's single blow. That doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
Figure it out, Hero. Put 2 and 2 together.
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves.
Yeah, because we found extra pieces of the glass on the floor.
There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
Because we did an experiment and the amount of glass on the floor does not match the same weight as the bottle of the standard bottle, which means there were more than 1 there. It's just that you cleaned out the chess piece that was inside the second one.
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
The correlation between the Monokuma bottles, I feel like it's starting to become clear. That connection must be... Oh, Hangman's Gambit. Okay. Alright, 2 words. Chess piece. Chess piece. Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, see, this is easy. Because this doesn't harm your... It doesn't harm you in any way. Because the controls, like, are actually competent and it's totally within your control. And this is solved by actually using logic to figure out, hey, what could the word mean? So, you know, this minigame is probably the best one because it's not difficult because of bullshit controls. It's difficult because, hey, use your brain to figure out the word puzzle. It may not be very hard, but I mean,
there was
Still,
a Monokuma figure holding
better than the other
a
ones.
chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that mean?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah.
Not the time.
No.
Not the time, hero.
So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case.
Okay, then how about we talk about the, like, I don't know why you brought this up, because there could be, we have no proof that there was all those pieces up on the table. What you needed to show, like, we could have skipped this whole step. All you needed to do was just present the results of the experiment we did to prove there was a second bottle there. That's all you had to do. You didn't need to do any of this bullshit.
Cleared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what...
Well, if she had opened with the experiment results, it would have been made crystal clear immediately. When the bottle was missing, it was broken. No, that's not what I hit the down arrow on the D-pad 3 times, game. Yet you only accepted my input once. Oh my god, yes. No, I embarrassed myself because the controls didn't respond to my input. Once, twice, 3 times. There we go.
The bottle must have been broken,
What makes you so sure?
because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
It wasn't just a single broken bottle. The evidence that proves this is the result of the experiment that we did, that we probably should have presented immediately, but we didn't for some reason.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is... there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by Sakura's second attacker.
I got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
Well, there are some handprints in the locker.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her.
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
Especially when being wrong means that you don't get killed. Yeah, that's pretty helpful.
I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did?
Soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
Yep, that's what we thought. That's exactly what we thought. She was the one hiding in the locker, watching it all happen. And she was too scared to come out. That's exactly what we said happened.
Shock of thinking I'd killed someone? I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've...
No, we actually have evidence to support this theory.
Toko, where the heck did you
The locker.
disappear to?
The locker.
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
Lies, lies, lies.
Sure, she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Hiding me in the rec room? Whoa. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. There's definitely proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. A new element has been added to... Oh, yay. 2 bullet time battles with the price of 1. Oh, joy. Here we go. So far, you've probably been pressing the triangle button during your final strike without a second thought. But from now on, you're gonna have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Oh, joy. Now you have to choose the proper truth bullet to... Oh, okay, that's fine. That's not hard at all. That's... Okay, I thought it was gonna be another bullshit gameplay mechanic. But fortunately... Okay, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, good luck and have fun. Here we go. Let's do it. I'm ready. This I can handle. This is just a test of your logic, not a test of your actual skills. Okay, here we go. Boom. I'm gonna wait for another one to pop up. Let's try to go for 3. There we go. Got 3 with for the price of 1. Let's reload our bullets. Okay. Yeah, see, I can handle the actual speed of the tempo. That's not a problem. The problem is when the game's like, oh, you wanted to actually see the notes? Yeah, not anymore. Not anymore, you can't. Okay, reload our bullets and attack now. There we go. We got 11. Okay, the tempo, they're not hiding the notes, so I think we might be good. Oh, that was easy. Oh, that was easy. Hey, you see? Oh, wait, longer handprint, go. Handprint, go.
This should prove it.
See? You see how fun things can be? When they don't obstruct your vision of the things you have to see? See how much fun things can be? That was so fun! I mean that completely seriously. Like, I'm being genuine right now. That's actually pretty fun. When they don't literally, essentially trap a blindfold around you and say, have fun.
They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does his handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up.
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
So did you, like 10 minutes ago.
You killed Sakura. No, I swear, there's no way.
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because Genocide Jill would have been the one that actually did it. Exactly what I said. Toko was hiding. Toko tried to escape, saw her name, hid her name, or tried to hide her name, or something like that. And then either seeing her name written in blood, or something like that, caused her to switch to Genocide Jill mode, and then she's the one who actually attacked.
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on, so I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura? After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling.
You know what's pissing me off the most? They'll never make Bakuya the killer, because if they do, the player will feel too satisfied. They don't want to give the player too much satisfaction. Because Bakuya is such a stuck-up asshole, he's like, morons, all of you. None of you can match my intelligence and my wisdom in this killing game. So, because if they make him the killer, then obviously we would be able to poke holes in his logic. And they would never, because at that point, if they made him the killer for any of these cases, I would be ecstatic. Because it'd be like, yes, yes, yes! Who's the imbecile now? Who made the mistakes in the logic that allows us to corner him? You fool! Oh, how satisfying that would be. But they're never gonna do it because that would make you feel too satisfied as a player.
When I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood, and staring right at me.
And that would be what caused the shift to Genocide Jill mode.
When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Her? You mean...
Guess it's back!
Yay! I'm so looking forward to this. Yay.
It's your fault after all.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Oh joy.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories.
There's the answer to my question.
So I can't really say what was going on, but I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me away. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that, and, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
You've been dragged into this from the beginning. You.
I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem!
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
So that's good. Keep talking like that, and Hina's gonna.
That's that. Let's start the vote.
Oh my god, you tried this already. It's not. No! I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that one.
Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No!
Not quite yet.
We still don't have an answer. I mean, okay, I do, but you all don't have an answer for the protein drink that was on top of the glass.
Yes? Why not yet?
Oh, and also the fact that she says she was attacked in front of the body, yet somehow ended up in a chair far away from the shelf. Sorry, in front of the body, in front of the shelf.
And then Toko's. But that still wasn't the end of it. Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what...
And also the fact...
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is... Okay, it's gonna be the status of her body because the one hole that they haven't talked about yet is I just went right past it. Is the fact that she died in front of the shelf. Yep. Okay, this isn't correct.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood.
Because she ended up in the chair far away from there, so that's a hole.
You got it. I smashed her good.
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Nope.
No, that's wrong. We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you...
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't
That-
attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
There's a giant pool of blood next to the magazine shelf. The evidence that proves this attack in front of the magazine shelf is gonna be this right here.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stained by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissor. There's no way I can move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be
I
explained.
feel like these people should have figured this out by now.
Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been
Like, there's really only one possibility as to how this could have all gone down based on all the information we have.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura,
Toko just hid in the locker again.
Okay, but why would the chair have been barred in the first place? And also, no, because Toko wasn't found in the locker when we arrived at the scene of the crime.
So she just hid in there?
No, because we would have seen her open the... No, the locker was already open.
All confused and hectic.
No. No. The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in this locker is because I saw it for myself. Yeah, no. We were all there to witness that happen, and that didn't happen.
Open the door to the rec room. Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
Yes, you can, Hina.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
She's not overlooking anything. She's being deliberately obtuse about it because she knows she doesn't want to accept the truth. Could we really be missing something so important? If there's another possible explanation, maybe it's... Okay, here we go. Make your argument. I don't have a guess right now.
What was it that killed Ogre?
Okay, wait, I need to check. What exactly does this say again? Time of death is estimated to be around 12, and the body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of school. Evidence was strong blood. The victim's head. No other reason noted. It seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Okay. I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna have something to do with that last part about the violent vomiting of blood. Because we haven't talked about that yet, and they still think it would be the blow to the head that killed her.
There's no other possible cause.
Lies.
What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot.
No, that's wrong.
We know that's not true because, like I said, the files talks about how she was vomiting up blood.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottle, she cut the inside of her mouth.
That doesn't explain the vomiting.
That's all it was. The file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
Which is creepy, to be clear.
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
You said you examined dead bodies for... Kyoko?
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Ooh, me. Pick me, I know.
Some sort of reaction within her body. Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knee! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? And I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals, and that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C.
You didn't find this. We found this.
Section A, dietary supplements.
We were the ones to find this.
Well, that's the question.
The bottle poison back computer showed us and trying to know where he got it. He got it from Section A. How do I know that? Because we were there when we found it.
Poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
No, the culprit didn't switch it out. Hina switched it out to make it seem like a murder.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Mercury put the bottle of poison into his lips and... We were so shocked at what we were seeing. I mean, I'm just like, okay. you can do that if you want. As if it were the most natural thing in the world, the Q was as calm as ever.
That tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him
No, it's not a poison. It's he drank. They swapped with the protein drink.
High quality about this stuff.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You really can't figure this out?
Protein, of course.
Protein? Can I see that bottle for a second?
Oh, sure. Do whatever you like.
Yoko took the bottle from Akui and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder, which would mean that conversely the poison must have been in... Could it be? You only just figured this out? Really, you only just figured this out? Okay. It was in the protein drink. Okay, yep, and that's exactly what this is. It's, okay, we need a, we need a P. Give me a P. Give me, there's no, I need, this isn't the letter, I don't, there it is. Took you long enough, okay. Yeah, I don't know why it took you all this long to start arriving at this conclusion, but now that we're here, okay, and right there, another R, mixed with an I. I said an I, and an N, and, I need the letter, there's no, right here, got it, easy. Too good at the game,
Poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched, so the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
I mean, you're not completely correct on that, and it was protein drink. You're not completely correct because it wasn't someone who handed her something to drink. It was she. Okay, she did it herself.
Protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
Which should be obvious to anybody who's paying any level of attention.
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
Oh, do you now?
Real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
He's talking about the footprints, I'm guessing. He's the only thing that could possibly would be the footprints that we found.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
There's nothing else it could possibly be.
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
Wait, really?
Prince. They're mine.
Oh. That's disappointing. You know, I was actually pretty happy with myself for figuring this out yesterday, but apparently the game was just gonna tell me anyway, so... Alright then.
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killed
No,
us.
don't even try.
I did it. I killed Sakura.
What? Hina?
Just as I suspected.
What? No. No, that's not how this went down.
A pair of sneakers.
No.
There was no mistaking it.
No. Hina.
And the only people here who wear stinkers are...
Hina... What? How the hell? I don't know this. I mean, okay, obviously it has to be Makoto and Hina, because Hina's the one who's in question right now. But do you think I'm paying attention to what shoes people are wearing?
Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
Okay, so... Hina is so desperate for it to not be a suicide that she's literally going to incriminate herself. Wow.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility. Plus, Nina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you?
That's not for the reasons you think.
This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
No, try anyone else.
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Everything.
It's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way.
That makes... Listen to what you just said out loud again, except this time think about what you're saying.
Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction.
You idiot! Why would Hina do this?
Hina used that trust to kill her.
Why would she do that?
She deceived the victim, and she...
Use your brain for once in your goddamn life!
I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little...
For the love of Christ, Petunia, think a little bit! Use a singular brain cell to think about the situation and realize that A, no one could overpower Sakura, B, no one could have gotten into the goddamn room, C, Sakura said she wanted to end everything. Put it all together, put together with the fact that Hina's close with Sakura and doesn't want to accept the fact that her friend was killed, that her friend committed suicide. What do you think happened, Peculia? Use a single brain cell to think about it for even just 1 second, and you'll arrive at the conclusion that it obviously is not Hina. No, it's not. No, she didn't.
Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink, but when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
No.
And then she downed it
No.
all at once.
Absolutely not. No, that makes no sense.
And then
Hold it. I'm not convinced.
That makes no goddamn sense, because that means you would have had to walk over to Section C to get the poison bottle, but there's no footprints over at Section C.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you?
We are, but clearly that doesn't work with you, so we're gonna try something a bit more concrete, which is the fact that there was no footprints by Section C, you idiot.
Get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind.
But she is... Victoria, you are the worst. You're literally the worst. I hate you so goddamn much.
Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating...
Just because you're a lonely little shit who has no friends doesn't mean the rest of us are.
A person alive would sacrifice themselves.
That is
for
so
another.
fucking
In
wrong.
the end, we're all in it.
That is so fucking wrong.
Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
Oh my god. This man is the worst.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Says you!
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well, that doesn't matter.
That...
Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
Hina...
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
Okay, reverse card. Do you honestly think that Hina did kill her? Wow, we've made such great progress in this discussion based on that. Wow.
Do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can...
I find it extremely comical that someone who's so obsessed with being the smartest of the bunch has made such a colossal failure in basic common sense that he doesn't understand how footprints work, you moron.
Are you sure about that?
Good Christ.
I'm ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it. It just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious. Too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Because we don't believe you, and if we're wrong, we all die.
Hina, please. I'd like to know too.
Hina, we're friend level 2. Please, you can tell me.
Fine.
Hey, remember when you asked me to be your pretend boyfriend? Well, this is the kind of trust that should ordinarily be here right now.
If you like, it's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done
I can't wait to see how fucking wrong you are.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to section C, and
And that's it. Nope, stop right there. Stop right there. You're already done. You've already messed up. Baku's already proven wrong. We can already celebrate how much of a colossal idiot he is, because here's the thing, buddy. There are no footprints in front of section C. Your whole story just fell apart at the
And
seams.
is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
There would still be footprints there.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to section C to get the poison. Then moved to section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from section C to section A. Do I have that correct?
Feeling nervous over there, Bakuya?
Yeah.
Feeling wrong? Feeling like an idiot? Because you should. But if that's true, isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
No, I'm trying to make sure we get this right so you don't all get killed.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long until you realize how wrong you are? How long till we figure it out? Until I uncover the full truth of this case. Oh, good lord. He's just the worst. Okay. Footprints of the powder. That's what we're gonna need here. Because she's gonna say that she went from section C to section A and we're gonna call her out on it.
That's when I grabbed the poison.
Okay?
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section
Nope.
C.
No, you didn't.
No, that's wrong. You said you went to get the poison from section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from section C to section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from section C to section A. That contradicts what you just said.
What?
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her
That's
movements?
not. No, she couldn't have hit. She couldn't have hidden the footprints. That would have been. There would have been footprints by section C by default. She couldn't have. Oh my god.
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
Literally 3 seconds ago.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Oh, what's that? Is someone wrong? Oh no, whatever will you do?
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious.
So now that you know that she's lied, have none of you come to the conclusion that what she's really trying to do is make it so that anybody is the killer? And that it's not. Has none of you realized this yet?
The powder had
Like, at what point do you put 2 and 2 together?
And you went straight to section A. So you never went to section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved section A.
Well,
What the hell? What's going on here?
This is a new situation for Bakuya. He's not used to people calling him out on his
And
bullshit.
the footprints aren't the only problem with her account. Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
Ooh! Get toasted, Peculiar!
Did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly great oversight.
Just say it already.
I found this.
A piece... Huh! A piece of glass! Well, what do you know? Oh, Hina! I think we gotcha!
To the bottom of the bottle, and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then, Makoto, why don't you explain it, huh?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
A shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison came from the rec room window.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? According to what Sheena, it should have been in section A of the shelf. But we know that's not true now.
the bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked, there's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast.
We're moving too fast! Oh, poor Peculiar. We're saying things too quickly for you to understand. Oh, woo-hoo. I guess you're not smart enough to keep up, Peculiar. Oh, go shove it up your ass, you sack of shit.
With the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here. It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was open.
Oh, come on! How can you say that?
Because the glass is underneath the bottle. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not notice that little detail? Oh, boo-hoo.
You know what I don't know.
This is so satisfying. You have no idea how satisfying it is to see him just get crumbled to bits like this in front of everybody. This smug asshole is finally getting his comeuppance. The reason she can say this is because there's evidence. Proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened. I mean, it's just the fact that there was glass underneath it should be enough to prove that. So, we're empty protein drink. That's all we need. All we need is the empty protein drink, which, of course, it had it already loaded in. Okay.
There's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
Yep, that's exactly what we're saying.
No, that's impossible.
Yes, no, it's not impossible.
It's been in there the whole time.
Nope.
It had to be. It was in there before the rec.
It was not in there before the rec room was unlocked. And we have proof of that. It's the proof of which is what I just shot it with. Also, I could barely read that sentence because of how quickly the fucking purple words were spiraling through the goddamn air. Like, the fact that I almost couldn't read that properly is a testament to how poorly made this is.
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched. And as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
That's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking.
We did not all agree on that. That was you and your own little head.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone and
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was?
Yep.
Such a ridiculous fiction is...
exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
No.
What do you think, Makoto?
Sakura's the one who got the poison there initially. It's just that Hina switched them around to make it look like it was actually a murder. Had to have been Sakura.
My gun! I think it was Sakura.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poison.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Hina has bought every single thing we've said so far, including the fact that she herself may have been the killer. But the instant we bring up the possibility of it being a suicide, she flails around like a fish out of water. And suddenly, all the pieces of the puzzle are falling into place. No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. I have to get Hina to admit that. Oh, another one? Three? We're doing three bullet time battles in the same... Okay, well, we didn't do too poorly at the last one, so this shouldn't be too bad, right? In theory, this should be fine, I think. We got 3 with that one, so that's pretty good. Okay, we're just gonna keep going. Keep reloading. Oh, I missed that one. Okay, fine. It's fine. One more. I'm ready for one more. Got him. There we go. There's 4. That's how we do this. I got 4 with 1 shot. Go now. Damn it, that was my mistake. I got too greedy. That was me being greedy. I was trying to wait for more, but I got a little bit too greedy. Okay, we're fine. We got this. We got this on lockdown. I'm not worried at all because they're not hiding the things from me, so I can see exactly what I'm doing. And final strike. Okay. No, not this. This right here. This is the proof. The yellow powder itself that was spilled. Because that would account for your movements with your footprints as to how it was spilled.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed...
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it. For as sad as it is. Who was it that took Sakura's life? It was Sakura herself. Did I go the longest way I possibly could have? I think I might have taken the long way around.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it.
And neither did Hina.
When you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because, of course, Sakura wanted to create the locked room.
I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door because you already knew Sakura was dead, and because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
Exactly what we said. This is a incredibly well-framed shot for this.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else, but your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
I got everyone. Ogre. Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed, I see.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation
That's
like that.
not true. I mean, if you're that close to someone and you see them slumped over, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that they're probably dead, given the circumstances. Especially since there was blood dripping down her face. It does not take a rocket scientist to figure out what happened. And if you're like that close to someone, I can believe that you would be stunned, like literally frozen in shock at the sight of it. Like I can 100% believe that. So that's you don't really need that to hinge your case on here, Makoto.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! I killed her! I did it!
It's Hina, give up at this point. You can't. We've already figured out your whole scheme. You have no chance at this point.
It's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
We still have a graphic novel to make. Alright, I'll see you guys in a minute after I fully reassemble this. This is where she swapped it, and this is where she pocketed it. Alright, there we go.
You! This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. but one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toka. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina.
Without a shadow of a doubt, the best plot twist this game has come up with so far.
That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But Makoto, how did you manage to, how were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Because you're not as smart as you think you are, tough guy.
Oh, well, you still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Whew. I'm guessing those beats both came from the bullet time battles, although I thought I did pretty well in most of those. The first one, yeah, but the second two bullet time battles, I thought I rocked. Man, I mean, the way they set it up was ingenious. It's just depressing as hell to think about. And hey, we got some more Monokuma coins, so we can get some more presents.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it.
So I'm hoping we are allowed to vote for Sakura, because this would be really awkward if we weren't.
Please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself. Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand. Hina, can you really not figure this out for yourself? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us. And yet why did you do that? Yeah, we almost died there. Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you?
We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes. This isn't, no, that's not how, no, Monokuma's the one who unveiled, okay. For serious, you still don't understand? Let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. Yeah, I don't know how you missed the signs. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me. You tried to protect me, but because of me, my closest friend got hurt. Sakura! Because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. Everyone's least favorite characters. You asked me with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry, I just want to talk to them. Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you... Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy. They're friends. Sakura... She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet... You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a don't even bother trying. Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her. Do you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what a suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to the kill, I'll do it by my own hand. That's how far you'd pushed her. Hina, you came. Wait right here, I'll help you out. Huh? I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Favor?
Some protein.
Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura! Please open the door!
Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses just like any other person. She got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet, you all blamed her. I tried to protect her, I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina, we killed her, all of us. You can't blame yourself for this, Hina. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her. People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And then it cuts to Peculiar. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this. Oh, shut the f*** up.
I'm sorry to interrupt when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but it's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What did you just say? Yup, you've made a mistake, Monokuma. Shouldn't have done that.
Everything you just said is nothing but your—
Oh, shut the f*** up. Oh my god. Shut up. Of course I know what you was thinking, cause her and I...
Well, what I'm really trying to say is... Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really... like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course.
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note.
What? But Hina already...
Oh, I wrote that one. It was...
Monokuma.
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
What? Then... you lied to me?
Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I decided living things up a little bit. I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. Didn't even have Sakura's signature on it.
You filthy little...
I'm not filthy. I did...
What do you mean? You just said you did something! What do you mean?
Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the trial?
You damn well could have! You have no, that's a post-hoc rationalization. You had no way of knowing what that was going to do.
The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you, but it would have been caused from you! You did this! So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene! Cut!
So then what did she write in her real suicide note?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice. But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place? Isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. Their truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
You give me the willies. Could you get on with it, please?
Okay, geez, talk about a buzzkill.
Says the man who cut off Hina in the middle of her emotional speech to all of us. You sack of shit. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know I'm not doing it in his voice, because if I read this in his voice, it's going to completely destroy whatever it has to say. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
The mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness, and because of that I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
What the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
Not betray those who would call me their friend.
that's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic, or just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me, which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get the situation under control, and to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told, and commit murder.
I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it could save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us. She wanted to stop us from fighting? To protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much. No normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the mastermind's plan, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Peculiar Toko and Hero on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else, no matter what. Just survive.
But
Oh man. This game. God damn, that was tough to get through. This is... I didn't understand how she felt, not at all. I thought we were close and still...
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless. She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway.
But we didn't.
Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all!
We're all still alive, you idiot.
In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one. She deserves all the blame.
Oh my god, shut up.
Now then, the next victim has been decided.
What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste. Because she made us remember, we're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together, except for Peculia.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred. I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either.
Whether or not there was a
spy never really mattered, because the one we need to destroy is you. Nobody else.
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go. But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game was a competition between all of you, remember? Your enemy is each other.
He's absolutely right. Oh my god, shove it up your ass.
Ah, lovely Peculia. You understand, don't you?
This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am... Yep, I approve! I approve of this! Bye, see you later, goodbye! Goodbye! Now it's time for So Long. And we won't sing one more song. Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear for this game. There's no point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of it. Oh, okay, bye, leave, you go ahead, that's fine, go ahead, goodbye, see you later. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What's going on here?
Now I have only one thing to look forward to, and that's to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Peculiar, does this mean? Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking.
Whatever Master goes, I go. And if Master turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire!
Everyone! Well, now can you say that Sakura's death has had no meaning?
How boring. Nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
The fun time?
Anyways, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time!
There's no one left to punish.
What? But Sakura's technically the killer, right? And she's dead.
You're not gonna... Is it? No. There's no way. And if it is, I swear to God.
Oh, heavens no. Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can just summon whatever else student I want. Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bear times 1 rule, but I spend so much time preparing my special punishment it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I've prepared a special guest.
A special guest?
Let's...
I'll be honest, I really had my hopes that Peculiar was just gonna leave, like, you know, leave the school. We never have to see him again. I really was hoping for that, but unfortunately, we're not that lucky. No! Fucking, I can't show it because it's copyrighted. God damn it, YouTube! Well, I did not have that on my bingo card. I can't even show that because of the copyright. Oh my god. Oh, wow. I did not have that. I didn't even kind of see that one coming. Jesus Christ. I actually slid out of my chair. Oh my god. You suck, man. You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk.
Phew, that really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at, and I'm all about the grilled goodness. Fried? Boiled? Give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence. Grill is where it's at.
I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true.
so it's okay. It's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid.
Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you? That was my friend. How dare you kill him?
Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next, friends with a basketball?
Shut the hell up. He wasn't just a laptop, he was my friend. And you killed him.
Is this what you call animism? Where a soul dwells within all things? Like, even laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out all sneaky. So you finally noticed him. Finally? No. I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all gonna play out from the start.
What?
What are you thinking?
You knew, and you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge.
Well, I mean, the data in that laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you. Or maybe more like a reward, in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult. So of course I didn't care if you got access to that, but sneaking into the network was just too personal. So I had to do a little, you know, reformatting. I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here.
Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed.
Oh, yeah. The punishment time has made me feel a billion times better. Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes you remember that every low can get even lower.
No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear someday you will pay for this.
Holy moly, you're super mad. Like, just
unreasonably upset, huh?
Okay, time to bring this thing to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript. Postscript? Yeah, there's still a bit more left of Sakura's note. Huh? Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly.
One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the Mastermind off and on this whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing, which is... the Mastermind has done something to us. Oh, really? Have they now? I hadn't noticed. I think what they've done is...
Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory. Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today.
What? You can't just start with the most important bit?
Makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? Makes you so mad you don't even friggin' know, huh? That's the whole point, stupid! It's to get back at all you for hardening your resolve.
Fine, but at least Sakura's note.
Like I'd ever let any of you greaseballs have it.
But...
sucks for you, loser! Wait, what's this?
What is it now?
There's one last line in the note.
And he let me just say this to the Mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what, and that's seriously it.
Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh?
She won't lay down and die? She'll fight you?
Well, whatever. Who cares what some dead musclehead has to say? Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try to get some rest, you know? And maybe take some time, to reconsider how you approach the school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long, think hard.
Okay, bye. Wow, Monokuma's voice really kills my throat after a while. Those were his parting words just before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of this school. The Mastermind did something to us? That's not a clue. Wait, the fact that we're here right now means that the Mastermind did something to us. Kyoka said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over. What did you do? What did you do to my body?
What?
Answer me, what did you do to my body? The Mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the Mastermind did? What did the Mastermind do to us? Well, they wiped your memories, for starters. I mean, Did the mastermind plan a bomb on us or something? And if we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off and the bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No. I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo.
So the class trial is over and Monokuma's gone. So, now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than to head back up? Oh yeah, okay, let's get out of here. But, Hina must still feel responsible. To dial back that ego a bit. Oh my god, you, of all people, do not get to talk about dialing people's egos back. This kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat. I would never have lost to that kind of— You did lose! You were wrong! You were wrong! You were wrong! Peculia, please remove your head from your ass before we have to do it surgically.
Stop talking.
Shut up. I mean, what he said is correct. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to a— Can we just duct tape his mouth shut? Please.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then, I'll try.
Huh? That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his...
No, 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 no!
She just asked the question, did Hina just capture his flag? Okay. Okay. What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball, asshole, stuck-up jerkwad like him? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I add some words there? Sleazeball? That's right. I called you a sleazeball because you are, sleazeball. Apparently, you still have a death wish. Oh, more biting sarcasm. And what do you don't have any friends? Oh, toasted again.
No, 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 no!
Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse give and take. Me!
What do you... I guess it's not too easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, no, if we remove Peculiar from the room, this problem goes away. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so, Sakura's class trial came to an end and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms and before long, night snuck up on us. It's another nighttime call, yeah. Yeah, we know, it's nighttime. Nothing new here. Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep, but the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. Wake up. Wake up. Huh? The voice dragged me from deep slumber into hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead. Ha! You wake up and you see that. What do you do? Kyoko?
Yes, it's me.
Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door. It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious? Always. You don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it? 3 o'clock in the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m.? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? I don't know, but since we're almost 2 hours into the video, and because I'm a massive prick, I'm gonna leave this episode off here to add a sense of cliffhangerness for this episode. So, that chapter was fantastic. Daily life was really engaging, even if a bit awkward towards the end. Daily life was a nice cerebral challenge to put it all together. The class trial, ignoring the bullshit gameplay stuff, was really intense to try to work our way through, even though we already knew everything, to work our way through it all, and to spot the mini contradictions we didn't catch the first time around. And the final culmination of all of Hina's motive and Sakura's motive, how it all tied together, and reading her final suicide note. Oh my god. That was fantastic. That was, without a shadow of a doubt, the best chapter in the game so far. And, like, the polar opposite of the trash that was that third case. Oh, that was so good. That was so goddamn good. Okay, well, that'll do it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time to catch you all tomorrow over some more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Goodbye.